Welcome to Mafia, a new podcast telling stories of America's criminal underworld.
Gotti assumed the position of head of the Gambino family.
And using the name Donnie Brasco, I was able to infiltrate the Bonanno crime family in New York City.
Bugsy Siegel is an American mob legend.
One man changed the whole texture and landscape of crime in America.
Listen to Mafia every Wednesday on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your favorite shows.
Warning, the following podcast contains visual gags. It was recorded before a live audience at ReasonCon in Hickory, North Carolina. And if you're sad that you missed a live show, be sure to come see us at the People's Improv Theater in New York City on June the 10th. You'll find a link to buy tickets on the show notes for this episode. And now, on with the show.
And also, his reaction after that, his reaction then is not, let's call the police, let's do something.
What would you do next? What would you do next at that point? Your friend has died. Where would you?
Are you asking?
Move? Yeah,
because he's got a new hole where his head used to be, and I don't think I should answer this.
Thomas, what would you do next so Noah doesn't have to take the Fifth Amendment?
First, I would sigh a little bigger. I'd be like, oh man.
Oh my God, this guy's head just came off! Oh my God! Everybody! This guy's head came off!
God awful movie.
Welcome back to the GAMcast, where each week we sample another selection from Christian cinema because somehow no one had yet filled that niche. Imagine that. I'm your host, Noah Lugeons, and we're coming to you live from ReasonCon in Hickory, North Carolina. To an incredibly enthusiastic crowd at ReasonCon in Hickory, North. You guys having fun so far? Pretty good show? All right. Cater to my ego. Was it us you came for or Lawrence Krauss? It was us. Okay, you don't have to answer. That's good. And, of course, joining me from stage left is Richard Spencer's out-of-shape bodyguard. Please welcome to the stage, Heath Enwright. I'm guessing that's not coffee and that's not tea. That's just my guess.
Who stole my scotch?
Uh-oh. There is a great mystery afoot. Thomas. It was Thomas. Thomas did it.
Thomas tried to steal my scotch. Fine.
Let's be very clear on that.
Thanks for that intro, Noah.
And, of course, you bet, man. You bet. I've gotten good at that. And also, hopefully not committing some type of felonious exposure charge. As I am sacrificing my usual 81-mile buffer zone between me and Eli, so will you. So please welcome, also from stage left, my bad friend Eli Bosnick.
Ebos. Wow.
The last thing you expected was clothes. You don't know me.
Yeah, Eli, based on the pattern you said, I figured the clothes would be inside of you when you came out this time.
There are some clothes inside of me.
Fair. Pattern remains.
If you lost your gloves, those are mine now.
And, of course, we also have a special surprise guest for you. And by surprise guest, I mean he was sure he told us no until those guys in the van picked him up. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the semi-pedal host of Serious Inquiries Only and half of the host of Opening Arguments podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Thomas Smith.
Wait, no. Stop. I am here to clear up some vicious rumors spread by these assholes right here.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know if you they have a podcast or something, and they said during that podcast they slandered me, as my lawyer Andrew Torres will tell you in paper. Well, he'll write himself about. Never mind. I'm here to clear this up. I have produced my foot certificate to show you all.
Wait.
No, I have feet.
Wait. I want to see the long form foot certificate.
Yes, thank you.
It's the long form foot certificate!
This is my long
I'm
form.
convinced.
I didn't want to have to do this. It's been notarized. It's certified. My long form foot certificate that we all have at birth, that we all get. And I just want to put this to rest. I am done with this. End of issue.
Because every good podcast starts on a sight gag. Thank you, Thomas.
Fuck everybody who didn't come.
All right. So, Heath, you have to follow up the foot thing, man. I'm sorry.
Really?
So, if you would, please tell us, what will we be breaking down today?
All right. Well, first, how many people have seen the movie that we will be breaking down today? All right. Wow. All right. So, for the... Good question. For the people who haven't or don't know, we watched The Burning Hell. Definite article. The one. It's the story. It's about this guy, Estes. It's not. And Eli, how bad was this movie?
Well, if you love the movie Freaks, you're super into poop and maggots, and you'd like to spend 57 minutes being intimidated by Orville Redenbacher, you will love this movie. This is like being proselytized to by someone whose teeth are slowly falling out. Or everywhere in Hickory, North Carolina, but here.
Yeah, endear him quick. See, it's not just that he misspells that, he also missays it. Who was it who was correcting me on that? Sorry, me and one person. That joke was for me and one person. And Thomas, how the fuck did we talk you into this?
I'll be honest, I'm not totally clear what's going on here. I just came here to serve you legal papers. But while I'm here, I mean, who hasn't seen The Burning Hell? So sure, I mean, from memory, I'll go ahead and help you out with this.
All right, awesome. All right, so because we spent so much time on that great audio-visual gag there, I'm going to skip straight to it. Is there anything you guys want to nominate this one for being the best at, being the worst at?
I would. Best worst mathematical understanding of infinity.
But he brings out a chart, though.
He does have a chart. They have to come up with a big number in this movie. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. They settle on 300. They need an example of an enormous infinite-esque number. 300. That's where they got.
That was very clearly someone's arm getting tired, just like, Estes, I'm done. Just say it's 300.
What about 301? No, they're going to get overwhelmed. They're going to get overwhelmed.
No.
Yeah.
I got to go get new teeth. Those are an atom here. Can I nominate this for best? I mean, truly best. Worst ugly people in the pews. You don't have to watch the movie. You just have to watch the people in the pews of this movie. I think we just discontinued all of evolution because of the people in this movie. If William Lane Craig and I ever debate and he just shows me those people, I'm going to be like, yeah, WLC, you got me. We are clearly still fish.
Thomas, you got any best worst?
I got one. Best worst tree branch guillotine. Actually, no, I might have fucked this up. I think it's just the best tree branch guillotine.
Yeah,
so I might have this different category. Okay,
yeah
sorry.
You're new to this. It's okay. I was going to go with best worst wasp Jews. So throughout this movie, they're reenacting stuff from the Old Testament throughout the movie, but every actor that they found to play some famous Jew has a name that ends in -Bob. It is like constantly like, Moses, what the hell you doing, man? It is amazing.
Really quick.
That's you. You sound like that.
Really quick, I just think Wasp Jews, that would be a great horror movie we could make. Billionaire money.
Oh, God, they
Wasp
just
Jews.
swarm out of the sky. Can we lower the temperature in here? They're taking all our gold. I know a lot of you don't know that's true because of where you live, and that's just a joke. Please. I don't have any of your gold.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I got to the end of the rainbow, so. All right. Well, we have been waiting for 59 episodes now to do this movie. We have been saving this one for you guys. I have wanted to do this over and over, and Eli just kept telling me, no, we're waiting for a special occasion. So you guys are special. It should make you feel good. And, of course, on that, we're going to keep the break brief, but when we come back, we'll dive into all the nightmarish insanity that is the burning hell. Thank you. Joining us this week to talk about Upside.com is the newly unemployed Bill O'Reilly. Bill, welcome to the show.
Thanks, little lady. How about a hug?
I'm a guy.
I'll take what I can get.
I'm sure you will at this point. So, Bill, any plans now that Fox has given you the boot?
Well, as in the tradition of so many men in my position, I'll be doing a national failure tour. You know, college campuses with terrible speaker policies, book signings in half-empty Barnes and Nobles, and lots of business travel.
Wow. With your contract canceled, how can you afford all that?
That's easy, Sophia Butella. Upside.com. The best new way to buy business travel or escape a waterfall of lawsuits.
I bet you'd know all about that.
Yep. Every time you buy a trip at Upside, you save a ton of money, and they give you an Amazon gift card worth $100, $200, even $300 every time. And you can use those gift cards to bribe your kids to keep talking to you.
Or other things.
If you say so. The way they do it is really clever. Upside bundles your flights and hotel together for one low price. Bundled pricing saves money, especially on business travel. So Upside gives you free Amazon gift cards. And I'm going to need hotel rooms for my coming messy divorce now that I'm not rich and famous anymore.
Are you okay, Bill?
Nope. Here's the best part. Use our code BizTrip and you're guaranteed to get at least a $200 Amazon gift card on your first trip. Our code BizTrip gets you at least $200 Amazon gift card free. How can you not do it? It's a no-brainer. Save big on travel and get a big gift card every trip. Upside.com. Minimum purchase required. See site for complete details.
Sounds great, Bill. Good luck on your tour.
Have you seen 13 Reasons Why?
I have, and you should. Upside.com. Topical.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to hell. Okay, there's a lot of you to get through, 60 a minute, so let's make this quick. Yes, you're in hell. Yes, it's probably because you didn't believe in Jesus. Yes, even if you believed in Jesus, you probably didn't do it the right way. No, it's not your fault. No, you can't speak to my supervisor. Okay, good luck, everybody.
Hey, Steve, how's it going?
Oh, dude, it's a fucking nightmare. I'm like Lucy on a fucking conveyor belt here. Hi, everyone, you're in hell. It's because of Jesus. No, you can't speak to my supervisor.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, man, it's hell. Get it? It's hell.
I get it. Well, I hate to make a bad day worse. We got a pretty major war brewing upstairs, so it's going to speed up.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, man. Sorry.
Did you at least ask Lou about the TV screens?
I did. But do we really want to start automating? It's not a road I want to go down, you know?
Press 4 for, yeah, no, I got it.
All right, got some torch to do. My whip arm is beat.
I bet. Hi, welcome to hell, Jesus, no supervisors.
Hey guys, just cutting into the live show for a quick announcement that we're really excited about. As many of you know, last year we collaborated on a project called Vulgarity for Charity with our friends Tom and Cecil from the Cognitive Dissonance podcast, and we had so damn much fun working with those guys that before we'd even wrap that up, we were already making plans on how to collaborate more often. Well, after several months of brainstorming with some dark and cloudy brains, we're proud to announce our upcoming podcast, Citation Needed, in which Eli, Heath, and I will team up with Tom and Cecil every week to fuck a Wikipedia article to death. Each week
week, we're going to choose a new subject. One of us is going to get a Google degree on that subject, and the rest of us are going to make dick jokes whilst the former tries to explain it. If you'd like to help make the show happen, you can check it out at patreon.com/citation needed. We've nearly reached our launch goal, but you can still help push us over the edge. So if you want more Tom, Eli, Cecil, and Heath in your life, and you'd like to hear the first couple episodes of the new show before everybody else, head over to Patreon right now and pledge your support. And as a special thanks for getting in early, new patrons will also be able to access 5 sample episodes that we recorded while we were still figuring out the format of the new show. Those cutting room floor bonuses will only be available to people who sign up before the show is launched. So if you want to hear them, you'll have to sign up soon. And if you're already a God Awful Movies patron, be sure to check out our Patreon feed for a special sneak peek of one of the episodes of Citation Needed, in which Cecil tells us all about the Chernobyl disaster and Eli makes fun of him for getting old. Remember, that's patreon.com/citationpod, which you'll find linked on the show notes for this episode. And now, back to ReasonCon.
Arsenio Hall, I love it. And we're back with you live from ReasonCon. Now, I want to say up front about this film, there may be other films in the future that I hate at the same amount of time as this movie, but there will never be one I hate quicker. We are 1 second into this film, and we meet the whitest possible singing that you can imagine in a rock quarry next to a tire fire.
They just let a wing of a mental hospital into the quarry, and they were like, you guys can all get out if you sing loud enough. Jesus. We were just fucking with you guys. Back on the bus. We're going to ReasonCon.
Well, maybe I was a little slow on the uptake. I thought, the piano and the singing were in different keys.
Yes.
To, represent the struggle within, I thought.
I see.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what else represented the struggle is that everybody looks like they're in a live-action Triplets of Belleville. I thought that was...
Everyone looks like a mean political cartoon about Americans.
Yes.
Just back when hair was enough to stop a bullet. That's why Jackie didn't get one. Oh, that's too far. You should go. You should go. That was a test. If you are upset right now, go to the lobby. Have some fun. This is going to be a bad time for everybody. For everybody. There are children later on in the movie, and I will talk about them.
And at one point, there's a part where the vocal gets literally a beat ahead of the music.
Yeah.
I thought, if there is one thing these people should be able to do, like one thing in your movie, it's like, okay, have a good choir, and then the rest will be bullshit. No.
But that's because they wouldn't let any black people in. The very first note, the very first note I have here is, this is what music would sound like if we left it up to the whites.
It's true.
It's pretty damn... Also, was number of buttons like a sign of chastity back then? There's this lady on you see right away, she got like 93 buttons. It's like, man, it would take her forever to cheat on me.
I think she had one of them on her face, too. Do you remember, anybody who's seen it, the lady, there's a mole with a small lady under it in the first scene.
Oh, you mean the lady who the spaceship landed on?
Yes.
There's a key grip and there's a mole grip in this movie. Yeah, it's rough.
She got stung by a wasp Jew.
Yeah. And there's fire all around them.
Yeah.
Does anybody know, are they going to be burned for not singing well enough? One can only hope.
Yeah, right. Well, that would explain a lot of the appearances, honestly. Serum, see if they sing better. So, and this goes on, by the way, for about 23 minutes. And then we get to the first spoken lines, and those will be from a insult to postdoctoral education by the name of Dr. R.G. Lee.
That's Robert G. Lee, by the way.
Is it really?
Yep. It's like Robert E. Lee, that's offensive. G. We'll call it G. It's fine.
And he looks like a racist vanilla dipped raisin.
It's like,
spent enough time in the pick and mix, and it was like, they do smell different. Jumped out, put on a suit.
So this one, I had Dr. R.G. Lee is born again Steve Brule in about 40 years. That's what he looks like.
I had him as Colonel Sanders in Witness Protection.
Well, you know how Colonel Sanders isn't racist enough?
Yes,
they asked that question and they figured it out. Yeah.
And this guy There was a point where they were like, hey, R.G. Lee, can you spit out your marbles while we're doing this movie? No.
It is crazy. He talks like he's got mashed potatoes still in his mouth. Like he's got like a lipper of mashed potatoes. Well, like he's dipping mashed potatoes.
I thought
That's
the
a weird
only
choice.
thing worse than a fire and brimstone preacher is one who's like mailing it in.
Yeah, that's right.
Hell, fire, burning,
And also,
hell.
it's insane, but no part of his glasses are real. Like, you look and the frames aren't real, the glasses aren't real, these aren't real, but he is somehow still wearing glasses. It might just be the wrinkles in his face.
He's got like a weird combination hillbilly Bostonian accent.
Yeah.
And the very first unsung words in this movie, I had to write this down. These are the very first words that you can understand. He says, the Bible... let me do the voice. The Bible, inspired, inerrant word of God, teaches us the facts of a hell. So in case you were thinking you might enjoy it.
That's a mean Bobby C impersonation, Noah. He gave us a really nice intro, and that
is the nicest Bobby C impersonation I've ever done, sir.
Bobby's in the back.
You got a great on a curve.
He doesn't have fingers on one of his hands. That's what that is. Go over and see it.
Bobby's cancer is funny.
I surprised Heath.
Jesus.
It's not about you. So he's fine. I mean,
no, he lived. I mean, he's still Bobby C.
Exactly,
Yeah.
he's fine.
And then, are you ducking? Yeah, he's from Georgia. He's got a gun. So, and then we get the hero shot of the movie. Estes fucking Perkle comes out.
Yes!
And he goes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Estes Perkle, and I said, you bet your lovely ass you are.
Oh. He looks like
the he's gotten in his lifetime is not as much as he just got.
Yeah, right, right.
He looks like the defense lawyer for the bad guys from Deliverance.
He looks like the hills have teeth. Like a few.
Yeah,
like
you're right.
Few.
Not that many. Not in
few.
excess.
Yeah. Also, kind of like Mike Pence wilted. A little bit like if you left Mike Pence in like a vase for like a while. Yeah.
And his whole point, by the way, is to they're in like a rock quarry, and he's like, hell was somewhere around like here.
this is where the indoor is.
Visual joke. Well, I want just many visual jokes.
Yeah, right. That's why you should have come to the live show.
Selling future tickets. That's good.
Well, no, but he's at Mount Sinai, right? He says, I'm here with you at Mount Sinai. Now, I could tell you all about Moses. Not that I don't know a lot about him. I'm just going to talk about something different. But he does this whole, I'm at Mount Sinai, not for a reason or anything. I'm just here, is all.
I wrote in my notes, is hell gonna sneak up on us out of the desert? Because the music is like boing, 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 boing. I wanted the devil to pop up behind him. Just starts
I'm
fucking
hunting
dude behind
sinners.
He's
him.
busy pointing both his arms the opposite direction. Hell's over here somewhere.
And then we get the film's first reenactment. This is from numbers 16 through 34. This will be where the Exodus Jews challenge Moses for power.
Yes! Okay, first of all, if you guys enjoyed Fat Camel from Book of Mormon Part 1, this is really, really anorexic camel.
Yes!
There was very clearly a negotiation. It was like, my friend, you need a good camel for your movie. And it's like, no, I got $6. All right, we were going to shoot this camel in 4 minutes. If you promise to eat it, it is yours. It is not good. And Moses, we see Moses here.
Oh, God!
Yeah. Moses looks like a kung fu master from Kill Bill.
Yes. He looks like Megyn Kelly probably imagined it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I can't remember. Somebody messaged me, was watching the movie and messaged me, said it looked like Santa Claus fucked Chewbacca. I think that was pretty much
That's how
right.
Megyn Kelly imagined him. Yeah.
And as Moses is doing his speech, they're doing something while listening that I think they would call like acting. Because what they do is they just pan to different groups of two people who turn and go, and just shake their heads as though that's acting. Like they're all react. When you listen to someone speak, you turn to your friend and go, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, that's acting for them. It happens like 5 times in a row.
Yes.
So the white guys that are some Africans turn to the other white guy who's Moses, and they're like, "We don't think you're Moses." And he literally throws back his hoop. He throws back his hood like he's like, "Girl, hold my hoops." You did not just challenge Moses, girl.
I got some lines written, yeah, because
that was Moses undoing his hoops for everybody at home.
If you have not gotten to see people from Alabama pretending to be Middle Eastern Jews, you have not lived. Like, you need. I wrote it down. It's like, these are ravens of a madman. And in the full, like, get up, like he's a Middle Eastern Jew. Such rantings always imply that he's the one. Watch the movie.
Yeah, there's some then y'all shall know going on there. They found all their Jew extras at a barbecue in Nashville.
They kind of look like Muslim WWF characters to me. The whole thing.
It's all heels, yeah.
And it sounds like an argument about a senior discount at like a NASCAR event. Like nobody's getting the AARP % off. Yeah, they're pretty angry.
Yeah, and of course, if you remember this from the Bible, this is the part, of course, where Moses dances back and opens up the earth and swallows up whole families. And Estes Sperkel is the only preacher I'm aware of that goes, yeah, fuck them families. That's what they get for fucking that heathen.
And the way that this is established is the same thunderclap sound effect 18 times in a row. Pucker! Pucker!
With 18 shots afterwards of different people
going, turning.
No one seems to know where the cameras is. Like, Estes hitting him is like, first one to find him gets to eat. So everyone's just like, Perker!
The camel finds it first.
Yeah, right. Like, damn it.
And this is definitely how an all-powerful God would solve an argument, right? Because Moses is like, hey, I can't convince these people. I tried for like 25 seconds. I give up. Okay, let me kill most of them. Hold on. I'll kill most of them. Okay, they're dead.
Yeah, the remaining ones will not. But of course, the reason we're learning this is because this is the first time that God sent people to hell in the Bible, which he didn't. I mean, like, I've read the damn thing. It doesn't say hell.
But the shots of them falling into the earth is the best. Everybody apparently in the movie, like it was on contract, they got a shot of them falling into the earth, sucking them in, and they went for it. They, like, one guy's doing the canoe into, like, the escalator, into the elevator. So beautiful.
Well, and we cut immediately from that, right? So we've got all of this, like, people falling into the earth and dying. We cut immediately from that to Estes Sperkel just going, no, now come on. But yeah,
he says, does this shock you?
Yes, his actual thing is, does this shock you? I'm a provocateur, you see.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We put dozens of dollars into the production of this. It had better shock. It had better shock.
Yeah. He basically offers up his quick justification for his weird Jesus slasher flick here. And then we get this I was preparing for a sermon some months back flashback that will last the entire rest of the movie. Now, don't worry. There are an Inception level of nesting flashbacks here. So this flashback has flashbacks.
Yep.
But this is the flashback about the time when them hippie Christians came to his house.
Hold on. He introduces it as 2 young men came to visit me. These men are in their early 50s. They are in their early... I'm not joking. It's Cheech and Chong.
To be fair...
But like now.
Those guys were 18 and 19. It was just the 60s, and everyone lived to be 22. Everyone just looked like they burned in the sun. They just, like, got too close to solar panels.
In this scene, Perkel's tie is wider than his shirt. It actually is a wider tie that goes out.
It looks like he has, like, a Spartan shield around his neck. But the 2 hippie guys come in, and their basic point is like, look, man, your Bible's too not groovy. We have Crystal Bible, High C Bible, Moon Boots Bible. Man.
Yeah, they're talking about Dr. Long's makes prophecy simple. It's like his Dr. Long's idiot guide to prophecies, like what they're reading. And he's like, it says all this stuff here. We know.
I desperately tried to figure out who the hell Dr. Long was.
Did some research?
Yeah, but Google has no fucking idea who he's talking about. Like, this was somebody who apparently Estes Sperkel thought it was important enough to make a whole movie to refute, and Google's like, who the fuck are you talking? There's a podiatrist near you named Long. That's about all I can do.
You do get a hint that, like, 85% of Estes Perkel's movies are like, fuck you, Steve.
Well, this whole movie is clearly, it's the equivalent, the 1970s equivalent of reenacting that time he owned that dude on Twitter. That's the entire flip.
And that's a bad example. You should use an example of something that isn't super awesome, that everyone totally admires.
And the best thing is Perkel's example, like his conception of sinners, like young, whatever, going out and sinning, are people who are still going door to door preaching Jesus.
Yes.
They're like, we want to talk to you about Jesus, but they just have the wrong version of Jesus. And then in the end, he's using all this slang that Perkel was clearly like, oh God, what are the kids saying these days? Here's the skinny. Hell ain't real, Daddy-O, can you dig? So I'm going to go out and boogie on out of here. Catch you on the flip. That's like 80% of the words. I'm not even...
that's pretty really damn accurate.
And this is the first time I wrote this down, but not the last. Noah, exactly when was the toothbrush invented? Because none of these actors had one. For their whole lives.
It's great. Estes Perkel's, I think he has perpendicular teeth. They're like Stonehenge. They're like Stonehenge. It's crazy.
They hover in the middle of his mouth, pointed sideways. There's like a magnet on one lip and a magnet on another.
And also, I think the battery for it is in his tie. That's why.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Also, half of his face is 5 inches lower than the other half of his face, but like right down the middle. Like it was like the stroke tool on Photoshop, and they got it, and he got custom glasses.
Yeah, he's like God did a bad edit, just like.
Also, can we play Name That Race for this scene? Oh. There's the guy with
Mexican. I win.
For the podcast listeners, there is no Mexican where he's playing.
Or is there?
As much as I hate to say this publicly, but yes, Heath, you can play Name That Race.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, sure, but when the cop pulls us over on I-95, Eli, be quiet. Eli, don't...
Can I take
I don't want to do this on air.
Yeah, no, so you got the white guy with the perm, like the hairband.
Is there a race that's like Captain Hook? Is that a race?
That's good.
He looks like a real version of the cartoon Captain Hook, but he's literally...
All right.
So is that a race? That's a race.
Pirate, I believe, is a race.
Yeah. No.
All right. But what we're learning from this scene, of course, is that I have him down as Big Perm and Dr. Gonzo.
Yeah, Serpico.
Okay, yeah, Serpico's
What race is Al Pacino? What? One of the good ones?
Guys, tweet it out. Hashtag, what race is Al Pacino? Just ruin his day, because he's got an assistant who has to Google him. And if everyone in the room tweeted that right now, we could fuck up some assistant's week. He'd be like, I guess we need to cover this.
Mr. Pacino,
in the next
you have
interview.
To respond to this. Mr. Pacino, we need to do a response to this. We got to get ahead of it. We got to get it.
So the key on this scene, of course, though, is that these two are hippie Christians that don't believe in hell. They just believe in Jesus, and Estes Perkel is pissed, because they do the whole in the Bible it says Sheol and not hell, and of course he knows his jujitsu, so he comes back and says that's just thank you. So he says no, it's the old. You're talking Old Testament shit. So he busts out his Greek New Testament, and he's like, read this, bitch.
No, but it's even better because he doesn't. He's like, have you read it in the Greek? And they're like, no, and he's like, then whatever I'm saying is true. They don't prove it.
No. Also, this is the first time we get, well, of course, we got the choir at the beginning, but this is the first time we get a really good shot of just how ugly the humans in this thing are, because because then they cut to him going to his sermon.
Inception, we need to know what layer we're in, right? What layer of Inception are we? I think we're back to present.
No. We're still in the, we're still in the, these fellas came to see me flashback. The entire rest of the movie is in that flashback.
Really? Oh, but he's preaching within that flashback.
He's preaching about,
get out the chart. Get out
yeah, exactly.
Draw me a maze.
I need a Glenn Beck chalkboard.
But yeah, we get the first shots of his congregation here, and this is what Alex Jones sees every time he closes his eyes. Just this congregation, just like, no, I'm an American.
It's performance
Best performance artist ever.
And Noah has screen captures of a bunch of these
so
people in
great.
the notes. It's fantastic.
And we're going to enjoy them in front of you right now. You don't
No, yeah, exactly. You guys don't know from this
look
end.
at
It's
our
really
feet.
Should have been part of the podcast.
So, and of course,
We're having a great time.
You've got to see this woman. This woman does tell what's her name in the beginning of the labyrinth to not go that way.
She does. She does. And we learned
Thank you,
from
Heath, and 5 people.
And we learned from Estes here that 60 people go to hell every minute.
Yeah. Hold on. Statistics prove.
Yes.
I think you're thinking.
Yes.
I think you're thinking of counting. I don't think statistics doesn't prove that. I think counting.
Well, they haven't done like a Pew report from hell yet, so we have to.
Well, he does out the math. He says 6,000 people die every hour, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, 3,000 people go to hell every hour?
Yeah, it's some ratio,
It's
like hell to heaven ratio.
It's like a percentile thing?
Yeah.
Like there's like a hell's bell curve?
I don't know if there's a curve.
And like, what the fuck? How does that work?
60 people going to hell every minute. Did anyone else picture just an exhausted angel just like, fucking 2 at a time. You just get paired up with some Indian child that didn't make it through birth. They only had one room. Is this part of it? What am I going to pantomime with this baby?
Andrew is furiously scribbling notes to hold up to Eli right now.
In the middle of suing himself, but yeah.
Right.
He's still there. If the laughs don't go well, he's still there.
He's threatening you. He's threatening the invisible baby through you. Yeah.
Wait,
So
but
how
is
was
this where he says
ReasonCon?
Jesus declared hell to be an awful place? That's what his line. It's just
Yes.
this is awful.
Look to your left, look to your right. 1.5 out of the 3 of you are going to hell. You want to get chopped in half? No, exactly. Idiots. Math.
So
math, bitches.
Yeah, he proves it with the math and numbers now. So Perkle warns us, of course, that this very minute, as we speak, and this is true of this minute too, by the way. It's different minutes, but still true. This very minute, someone is heading towards hell. And on that line, yes,
It's
yeah,
Lucinda.
exactly.
It's Lucinda, everybody.
So it's Lucinda.
She is the one. She volunteered. So you don't have
No,
to.
yeah, she was the first to talk. But of course, this is the cue to cut back to those 2 hippie missionaries, and they're on motorcycles, and they're behaving recklessly. Now, I'm going to do my impression of these guys behaving recklessly for you.
No. Here's what it is. Here's what I think I figured out their direction. The director was like, okay, you're riding motorcycles, but still pretend you're doing the last scene you were just in. So, no, I'm not joking. So, Captain Hook is like mocking the preacher. Like, he's riding a motorcycle going, not joking. That is literally what he's doing. And then the other guy is like still in the scene. He's driving behind him, shaking his head. That's bad behavior. That's bad behavior. That's bad behavior. Am I wrong?
I would bet every penny I have that at some point in the writer's room, Estes Perkle was like, and then he's like, brr, 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 because these Christians can barely ride a motorcycle, let alone ride one dangerously. So their version of dangerously is enjoyably.
Yes, whilst smiling. For fuck's sake, they're wearing helmets. There wasn't even the law back then. Come on, guys. Yeah, but he's behaving recklessly. His friend falls behind because he's going too fast. Astro Perm gets ahead. Dr. Gonzo falls behind.
This is the whole movie right here. This is the crux of the movie, what's about to happen. It's why this movie won an Oscar, actually, to go back. It's for this scene.
Still better than Ordinary People, I guess, but
then Moonlight stole it.
Step ahead.
So,
you got a
not
really
in this
strong
movie, no.
Moonlight.
Yeah, well, this was the 70s. We didn't give Oscars to movies with black people back then. So
that was too far.
Who me?
Oh,
God,
North Carolina's drawing a line there? Really? North Carolina? That's where we're drawing a line? Okay.
Are you sure you didn't like that joke?
So
Andrew right now, Andrew is Googling, can you hold a fake baby hostage and be arrested for it? Furiously into LexisNexis. What's the case law on this? Eli's about to murder an invisible baby. I don't trust this.
So our buddy Serpico falls behind, and then he starts coming back up, and wouldn't you know it, he comes across his buddy's motorcycle, which is wrecked in the street.
Can I describe what just happened, because it's beautiful?
Please describe what just happened.
It's beautiful. So we get the cut from Captain Hook, who is still going as he's driving. It cuts away. Right when it cuts, he was driving in the middle of the road, totally fine, great, everything was fine. Cut, you hear like the Death Star explosion,
Yes.
and we're to believe he was just vaporized in the middle of the street. We come back. Does anyone want to take this part? We come back to the scene, and Captain Hook's head is off and in a helmet. He's just on the side of the road. That's why I said the best tree branch guillotine. His head is just off. Like
it happens when you wreck a motorcycle. Your head often falls off.
Well, what happened was he crashed into the first test from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh, okay.
All right. It was only the penitent motorcyclist would pass. That's just for like 5 people again. Go ahead.
It is the fakest fake head you have ever seen.
Oh, it's a ketchup-covered ham and a helmet.
It's just a basketball with a smiley face written on it.
Tom Hanks is yelling, Wilson!
In the background, yelling at a prop guy, just...
And for those people at home, Eli's doing funny things with his hands. Yes.
He's got the baby. He's got the baby. I don't know what he'll do.
And also, even funnier than the decapitated motorcyclist is his friend's reaction.
Oh, God. It's the
which
best.
is like when I realize I'm going to have to pay the $2 at the ATM.
He's like mildly upset. His like afternoon got changed.
Yes.
Yeah. He like crumbles up like a ham sandwich. He made a second bag. Like, all right, fuck that then.
The extent of his
I made 2. Fine.
The extent of his acting is...
Yes.
My friend just got decapitated. That's about how I would...
That is so inconvenient.
Gosh. Again.
And also, his reaction after that, his reaction then is not, let's call the police, let's do something.
What would you do next? What would you do next at that point? Your friend has died. What was your next...
Are you asking?
Move? Yeah.
Because he's got a new hole where his head used to be, and I don't think I should answer this.
Thomas, what would you do next so Noah doesn't have to take the Fifth Amendment?
First, I would sigh a little bigger. I'd be like, oh, man.
Oh my God, this guy's head just came off! Oh my God! Everybody! This guy's head came off!
That's what I would do, right?
What is he made of fucking Lego, though? I mean, how does this...
Somebody look at this!
That's what it would be. No, but what he actually does in the movie is he's miraculously teleported back to the church.
Yeah, that's what I would do, for the record.
And he just walks in.
You guys are assholes.
And and he's very clearly gotten some water and like spritzed it on his eyes. Yes. And he's like, And he walks in church. He goes to church.
And also, so he goes to Estes Pergol's church, and this guy is vaguely Al Pacino race, whatever that is.
And looks everyone like Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite.
All right.
Yep.
That is that character's name.
No, yeah, you got
I voted for him.
All right. So he walks into the church, and everyone in this church is very clearly uncomfortable with a slightly brown person being there. And they're not even trying to hide it.
It's everyone in the church, because they're obviously not good actors, so everyone in the church is just like...
Eli is now doing funny things with his lips.
And Estes, who is just like intuited that his friend died, is like, why don't you have a seat right here? And the woman behind, not next to him, watch this movie only for this moment. The woman behind him looks so mad that someone with a last name that ends in a Z is going to sit in her church. She is memorizing that pew number.
Like, so she...
Kind of like Lucinda right now.
Yes, sir. So he goes straight to church, and he tells Estes Pergol that his buddy's dead. Now, Estes Pergol's reaction, he goes, my buddy that was with me when I came by earlier, he died. And Estes is like, yeah, he's in hell. That fella's in hell. And that's his honest reaction. The guy goes, do you think my friend's in hell? And he's like, oh, getting his balls kicked by an iron boot, sir.
Well, because he asked him, I gotta know, preach. Is my buddy in a grave? And I'm like, not if you just left his body there, you dumbass. He's just sitting there where you left him a second ago.
And
he's not even going to get to a grave.
We cut back to that later, and he's still sitting on the
He's still
side
sitting.
of
He hasn't done anything. It was the 70s, different time.
Meanwhile,
Body's just
1970s, Thomas is there.
decomposed. Oh my God, look at this! Yeah, I drove by and got out of my car. Ah! Oh my God, this guy's head! That's what I would do.
The funniest thing I've ever heard is Thomas doing that scream, so now I'm going to kill all his friends and family so I get to enjoy it.
As if you weren't going to do that anyway.
Yeah, right. Now you just have an excuse.
You prankster.
So
it's always joshing.
And apparently...
Let me finish.
All right, so... And apparently Estes doesn't feel like he's really... Because his buddy's like, he's like, your friend's in hell, and he's like, well, all my other friends are there too, right? So at least you'll have that. And like, no, it's all terrible. And so he has to go off on all the things that aren't in hell. And he goes like, hell is not going to have any sunsets. Hell is not going to have any movies. I'm like, my hell is going to have movies. This is going to be what... He's like, hell ain't going to have no family vacations.
Family vacations? Look, I think I'm not alone in this room when if I showed up to hell and they were like, yeah, it's a family vacation, we'd all be like, sure.
No, that's...
This little dude's coming. Gupta, this is my mom. She's a bitch. It's like radio, Mom.
It's funny
people download it
because his mom is a bitch. Hey, I just called your mom a bitch. Or do we have to edit that out? Okay, good. I was not getting you out of the will or anything.
Thank you for reliving the conversation that every podcaster in this room has had to have with their mom. Yeah. It's every single one. Everyone.
Yes.
No,
do a lot of people listen to it?
No, you just all sign up. I'll sign up for you. Then will I know when you're recording? No, it'll just download. Never mind. I don't have a job.
When do I call in?
I'm unemployed.
When do I call in? I want to say hi. You swear so much. You're so funny. You don't need to swear.
What happened to that baby?
He's fine, Mom. I have done nothing to him in pantomime yet except bring him on vacation.
Yep. So, also, I love this line too because Purgle's like looking at Serpico now that he's really got his attention or whatever, and he says, "You may have done some bad things." This is the actual example he uses. He goes, "You may have been rude to somebody who is handing out Jesus tracts by a grocery store." I'm like, is that just a random example there, Estes? Are you speaking from experience, bro? But of course, that was an invitation to a flashback within the flashback.
Yes. Okay, good.
Yes, of evil dimension Bill Nye passing out Bible tracts.
I have him as cartoon of a history professor.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Is time a tenth as fast in this layer of hell that we're in? Because it felt like it. It felt definitely like time.
Yes,
this was a 58-minute movie that took me 2 weeks to watch.
Yeah, right.
It's because of the fucking Inception levels.
Yeah, that must be it. So apparently this now is Dr. Serpico. We're going to go with Serpico. This is Serpico remembering the time he was angry or he was mean to the Bible. So this is a memory of another person within a flashback of a different person as told by a third person.
And by the way, this is their version of being mean to a street preacher. Offer me a pamphlet.
Would you like this pamphlet, Eli?
No, thank you.
That's it? That's you.
That's it. They're literally just like, no, thanks, man. And then they walk into church.
Yes.
That's exactly his conception of every sinner is they still go to church. It's just not quite right. Like it's not the wrong.
Well, yeah,
church.
no, they're like we're theologically liberal, motherfucker, and that's evil enough for him. And by the way, that is the only purpose that this flashback serves. That they didn't take my pamphlet. Those guys are going to hell too.
The problem of the world is medium Christians. That's what's happening here. Yep.
Yeah, of course, and then we go back to him doing his sermon, which is, I think, second level flashback.
Yeah. Well, I no. Are you and I in a flashback right now from this movie? I can't. I've actually lost my sense of reality from watching this movie.
So, and then he starts talking about we've got to get another hell flashback, and this is probably my second favorite. Third. This is a good part. It's hard to rank. They get really good before it's over. But this is where we get the reenactment of Belshazzar going to hell from the Book of Daniel.
Oh,
this is the first time we actually see hell close up.
Yeah.
And hell is yelling women covered in chocolate sauce.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I'm now super okay with going to hell. Put chocolate sauce on yourself at ReasonCon.
Yeah, they all have different ways that they're experiencing being in hell. Like, they're like, all suffering. And one guy's version of burning in the flames of hell is he just crosses his eyes back and forth. Did you notice this guy?
Yeah.
He just goes, well, it's just back and forth. Like, you're on fire? That's your fire? Like, I could do another impression. Here's me in hell. Now it's like silent
Yeah, we
eyes.
are going to have to kill his family. That's good stuff.
Right? Guys.
Sorry, Lydia.
Guys, if there's anything we want you to walk away with tonight, kill Thomas Smith's family. And record it.
Facebook has a whole thing for that, by the way. That's
good.
Patreon go.
I'm sorry. Too soon?
Whoa.
I caught the guy.
Andrew will be hearing from my lawyer.
So Andrew gets in a mirror, starts tracing his lips with lipstick.
He's required. Actually, I answered that on the bar. He's required when he sees himself to be, he dresses as another character.
Yeah,
and he has to do a scene.
Well, I think you can just have a green tie and then do a red and blue.
But he doesn't. He goes all out. Though.
Yeah,
he goes all out.
Well, that's why we hired him. Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, would anyone like to comment on the physical appearance of the demons in hell?
Well, he's just a French clown.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's kind of pissed about working at Hot Topic. Yeah.
And it's amazing because he could not be more bored to be a demon. He's just like, all right, welcome to hell.
What do you want to fucking ruin? I don't know.
There's the pee fountain. We don't have enough rooms. Here's your Indian baby. You might want to cover yourself in chocolate sauce. Seems to be a thing.
Can we talk about the message of the scene, though, which is, again, to go back, that there's no friendship in hell.
Right.
And the way we see this is that the king sees his old, subject or whatever, suffering, and he's like, hey, buddy! And the guy's like, go away. And the whole message is the king is hurt. He's burning in the fires of hell, and he's like, that guy didn't wave to me.
Yeah, right. He didn't accept my hell friend request.
It's hot, and I'm being tortured, but come on, man.
Also, but to be fair, there's fire. There's some fire.
There's
but
as much fire as the budget allowed, yeah.
There's there's a nice bonfire.
Well, right,
you
but
can
it's
just
not
step away. Just move all my notes are move 4 feet back.
They're not on fire. If they're not on
fire.
fire, how did all that chocolate sauce get put on their face, dummy? Of course they're on fire.
I hadn't thought it through as well as Thomas.
Yeah. So
this is why we instruct people to kill his family. He's mouthy.
And now
it feels racist, right? It's not because he's white, but he feels.
And now he's gonna. I guess Estes Pergel had to tag in. Says, you need a minute. He needs a minute.
You say.
Okay. So and this is where Estes has to tag in a separate preacher, a different fire and brimstone preacher. So this is where we meet Dr. Jack House.
This was confusing. I think what happens is it's meant to be like another guy's going to speak, but he wasn't there that day. So they're like, let's hear from another guy. So it cuts, but then the audience is the same. Mm-hmm. It's just really confusing. But the inception levels, again, the chart. Refer to the chart behind
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
exactly.
listeners at home. You can't tell.
But the message that Dr. Jack House wants to send is if there was no hell, he would rape everyone he could.
Oh, this guy. This is a hostage video.
Yes.
They cut to a hostage video and he goes, guys, I'm really scared of hell right now. I don't know what God will do. All I know is I'm convinced there's a hell and just do whatever he says because there's a hell and I'm going to be there. Okay, bye. Back to you, Estes.
Just expect him to hold up a newspaper.
Yeah, exactly.
They are not going to let me go unless I convince you.
And House's entire point is, look, someday ye will be in hell and everyone will be like, let us out. And God will be like, all right. But wait for it. Then send you right the fuck back in again.
But you get a nice little afternoon.
Right,
not in hell.
I want that day where just like people have been burning for 65 million years. They're next to a guy who just got there, and they're like, it's like, oh, this is the day we get out and go back in. You go, yeah, fuck you, man. No backsies, no backsies.
The point of it is just to add standing in line to your tortures. Like, okay, everybody file out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. The turnstiles and whatnot. And then, of course, and then he throws it back to Estes Perkle for the headlines or whatever. And then he says, Estes Perkle says, now I bet you remember another time when some other crusty white feller said the same damn thing to you. And then this triggers another memory from Serpico, where he remembers some other old crusty white guy saying the exact same thing to him. This is where apparently some old girlfriend of his had talked him into going to the to church with him. God, I wish I could show you guys the lovely, lovely lady that played the mom here.
She looks so stupid. She looks stupid.
Yeah, she does. But of course, this scene features more all-white choir singing, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. And then we get back to Estes, and Estes really wants us to know, and this will be a theme for the next 14 minutes of this movie, the worst thing about hell is going to be the worms.
Yep. The tormenting worms.
Because up until now, hell has been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
But now there's worms.
I wanted them to cut to Serpico in the back of the car with a worm, just like, not touching. Can't get mad. Not touching.
I like that we're getting the timeshare pitch of hell. I'm eating the steak dinner, but I'm not signing anything at the end of it. But don't eat. There's more.
There's also worms.
The worms will be itchy.
Yeah. And by the way, they don't just cover you with worms on top. It's under you.
Yes, he says that. He mentions that specifically.
In case you were thinking your underside would be comfortable.
Because the first guy in the show has a couple of worms on him, and his hand is right there like, oh, there's nothing I can do about this.
Yes.
Just
all of their hell shit is just wipe your face issues.
Just give a
because they're all wearing clothes, right? So they're all covered in liquid shit. So you're just like, why wouldn't you just go...
Just brush,
at least. And then they show the guy who's got maggots all over his face. Yes, they show that. That's why they didn't let me use clips. So they got this guy with maggots all over his face. And again, it's just like...
Just give it a
it's unpleasant. I don't want to have to flick maggots off my face. But it's better than leaving them there.
Like some racist is going, shit, like it's going to be like everywhere on my face. Like, all right, Siri, cancel the rapings. I'm going to go back to Mar-a-Lago. I don't want to do them anymore.
And what's amazing is Estes has an argument that I don't know who he's having it with, but all of a sudden, by the way, about half of this movie, he's turned sideways, and they're like, Estes, turn! And he's like, nope, fuck you. So he's sideways, and he starts to argue about whether the Greek actually meant worm.
Yes!
And he's like, no, hear me out. The word worm is in the Bible 44 times, and he means fucking worms. He doesn't mean...
Yeah, he's like, scolex. They very clearly use scolex, which means maggot.
Who was the one guy that was convinced by that? He was like, oh my God, skull legs.
And again, this is a guy...
No, you say that, but very clearly, I noted this.
Thought he
when
wasn't
he
there.
said scolex means maggot, it panned to a guy, and the guy went, yeah.
No, yes.
Yes,
damn, I've had it wrong for so long. And this is this is Estes Perkle's actual line. He's trying to convince us about how bad hell is going to be. He's talking about the maggots on our faces. And he goes, imagine the smell and the itchiness. Like, really? That's what you have?
Hell is uncomfortable.
It's very itchy.
Have you ever had an itchy butthole on a date, but she's totally looking? It's like that. Become a Christian.
So, and then, of course, since we're already on the subject of worms, we have to go to the Herod flashback.
Oh, this is great. Herod's coronation, which was attended by fives of people.
Yes.
There's literally, and the plaza.
Everyone at that barbecue, yeah.
The last guy in the fucking PGA Tour got a better clap than that. Herod's fucking coronation.
Yeah, so Herod comes out, and of course, Herod claims he's every bit as good as God, so God strikes him dead and devours him with worms. And we watch this happen.
Yeah, everybody just watches.
Now, not only does do we watch as an audience, but all the people at the coronation watch until this body is completely devoured by worms.
That takes like a couple hours.
Yeah,
that takes like a couple hours.
They sent their kids back for like food and water. Yeah, go get to the house. I need to watch this for like 3 months.
I wanted a popcorn guy to walk in front. Popcorn, popcorn. Watch Herod get devoured by worms before you die of rickets. Popcorn. I mean, to be fair, at that time period, worm eating is like the most exciting thing that ever happens. It's like, son,
there's also
listen to
that.
me. I'm 14 years old, which means I'm about to die.
There's a real pattern in this movie of people dying and no one doing anything about it. Like, just, I guess he's just going to be there.
Yeah, it happens quite a bit. So we get that flashback, and now we're going to move on to the flashback that's going to suck up most of the rest of this movie. Again, this is a third level in case you're trying to keep track on your chart at home. This is a third level flashback. This is the one where we get the story of Lazarus and the rich man.
Oh, man.
Who we will call for this story diabetes. He's called diabetes, right?
Diabetes?
He keeps saying something.
It's diabetes, but I love, too, that he has to start it off going like, and for the purposes of this story, even though the Bible does not name the man, we're going to call him Diodes because even us dumb fucks are better at storytelling than the fellas that wrote the Bible. Kind of have to have names for your characters. So, yeah, and then, of course, and he goes, now some people will tell you this is just a parable, and those are fucking liars! That's his
Which is weird
there.
because Jesus was like, hey, guys, I've got a parable for you.
Yes!
Read it. He's just like, all right,
Tell me if you've heard this parable before. I'm going to give you an additional parable.
Yeah, exactly.
An Irish, a Catholic, and an Indian baby.
Andrew's giving me the next joke symbol. We have one worked out. So, yeah, he apologizes as this next bit might not be 100% historically accurate. And we introduce this rich guy, Diodes. And he likes to take trips and with his friends, but not so he can hang out with his friends, so he can show off how rich and powerful he is. And then, sorry, lost myself on my notes.
What everyone
Thomas,
was thinking,
take it over.
Yeah, what everyone was thinking is, do we get any more brilliant music in this movie? And the answer is yes. First off, one of the women singing, my note was, oh, she still has the face-eating maggot makeup. Oh, no, that's
nope, that's just what
whoa,
she looks
whoops,
like.
Sorry.
If you're trying to picture what this harp music sounds like,
oh my God!
Imagine Thomas just found a dead body, right?
Yes, that's step one.
And then they hand him a harp for the first time in his life.
Yes. That's exactly right. My note is, it's like you know the sirens from the Odyssey? It's the inverse of that. Like it's zero fucking sailors were ever snared by these.
Nobody goes to their rocks. They're just like, come on.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of screeching eels notes there.
She's playing an authentic instrument from the time period called the most annoying, jangly fucking nonsense you've ever heard. I think.
Yeah. There's a reason why we upgraded our instruments since like 5600 BCE. Yeah. But this is where Diodes comes across some of like Jesus's disciples and whatnot, and he has to come over there and say, "Hey, Jesus motherfucker's full of shit, y'all. He was full of shit."
Well, first, I think he has a very candid moment that I don't know if it was in the script because he comes and goes, "What is this fucking shitty music?" Am I right? Like, no, really, he does. He's like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, this is part of the movie." Oh, Jesus. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. That was the most natural acting we've gotten thus far.
Right.
You're crushing it. Don't stop.
Use it.
And then of course the lady eventually stops with her harp nonsense. Eventually, and then the MC that they apparently have for this discipleship throws things over to Nathaniel, pulls a little Bobby C over there. All right, folks. I'm just going to improvise, and it'll be pretty good, I'm sure. I'm not going to write anything down. I'm just going to... In case you can't tell, he's flipping me the bird. You can't always tell because of the finger thing.
And we come to Nathaniel, and Nathaniel's face, again, just watch this movie for the people in it. Nathaniel's face comes to a point. He looks like as a fetus there was a pencil sharpener accident. The mom was like, I'm just going to take him out for a minute. Just what could... Go! Nathaniel! You're going to be in Christian movies.
You're totally right. I have my note. So totally right. My note is that his two front teeth are fighting each other like it's Israel-Palestine, and it's two teeth that both want a one-state solution to this problem, so they come to a point and they combine.
They're rubbing. They're in different. It's like a shark with a meth habit. They're like fighting each other from different directions.
There's some teeth settlements that they shouldn't be building around elsewhere in the mouth, but that's basically the metaphor. Yeah. No, it's literally that. It's literally
yeah.
If you guys aren't picturing sharks just hanging around a gas station, like, what's up, man? You got $1?
Eli is.
Wasn't.
And then, of course, you're not the woman he married. And then, of course, somebody, he's deities is wandering off to some gladiatorial combat or whatever. And this is where he runs into Lazarus, who's going to ask him for something to eat, but very slowly. That's how they do. Like, I'm poor and I'm hungry is every word comes out. Just because they had to fill 57 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, they need to get to that crucial 57th minute.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
Make it a respectable film.
Yeah, exactly. A feature length, yeah. But Deities goes all GOP on his ass, and he's like, you seem like you could be working. Yeah. It's like, I have maggots crawling out of my face. Folks won't hire me.
He thinks begging for food is like a scam by big poverty. All right.
And what I love about Lazarus's argument here is he's like, I know what my body looks like, but my soul's abs are like, wow.
And by the way,
I have the soul of a capoeira instructor.
Music note, this is all underscored by the Aladdin theme. It's serious.
Yes.
You hear it's like Arabian Night. It's just the entire thing.
So Diabetes...
Are you ready for your solo? Hold on. We need some musical accompaniment.
So Diabetes asks him why, if Jesus is so great, why hasn't he bought Lazarus a Bowflex? And Lazarus' answer is like, eh.
Yes.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to go watch people stab each other in lions and shit.
But he says first, he's like, all right, bring this guy some bread, but stale bread. Stale bread. It's very important. And then he wanders off to go see the gladiatorial combat, and he's enjoying the hell out of it, but he's very worried that damn bum is still going to be there when he walks back.
And I think we've all had that moment where you walk past and he's like a little aggressive, and you got to go back, and you're just like, oh.
Fuck. If I tell your all friends, the way up to 15,
like, I'm going to hit him with my dick if I see him again. I'll do it. I'm going to fucking do it. Watch. I'll do it. Mushroom tattoo.
Heath also gets in trouble on Facebook.
Homeless people, gross.
You all didn't laugh enough at Heath's joke.
All right, now I'm getting the wrap it up symbol from Andrew. So apparently this is the time to leave you guys in suspense. That means we're going to pause for a quick break. But before we do, I got to give Act 3 the hard sell. Will the owners of the hotel kick us out before we wrap this up? Do you think the caterers had any clue what the fuck they were getting into? Is the state legislature currently drafting a law that'll make our Breakfast Club close illegal? Find out the answers to these questions and more when we return for the aberrant conclusion of The Burning Hell.
Hey guys, welcome to Food Poisoning. I'm Skylar. Can I take your order?
It's incredibly loud in here.
I know, right?
Hey, can we be seated not next to a bachelorette party and a group of guys who seem to have chosen a restaurant as a location to cheer for sports?
No, because that's literally every other table here.
Oh, wow. It is. They're like staggered.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, we do that on purpose. Anyways, what can I get you guys today?
I'm just looking for some fresh, delicious food.
Oh, did you guys order Blue Apron?
Every time.
Right?
Because Blue Apron is the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country.
We know. They deliver fresh, pre-proportioned ingredients along with easy-to-follow step-by-step recipes to your door. But what do you guys have?
Ooh, we have our Poppin' Fun Time Poppers.
Okay, what are those?
They're frozen jalapeno poppers. They come in bags, like literal plastic bags of reheated food.
That doesn't sound great.
They're not great. Well, you came to a national chain that decides what servers wear. What did you expect?
You're smiling, but you still seem incredibly unfriendly. It's not...
I know, right? Okay, How does spinach and fresh mozzarella pizza with olives, bell peppers, and ricotta, salata sweet and sour salmon with bok choy, carrot and ginger fried rice, parmesan crusted chicken with creamy fettuccine and roasted broccoli, or baby broccoli and fontina paninis with hard-boiled egg and arugula salad sound?
Well, that actually sounds amazing. You know, I think I'm going to have
those are just upcoming meals on Blue Apron, aren't they?
They are. That is exactly what they are.
Every time.
Can you please just tell me the menu?
Absolutely. You can check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/godawful. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/godawful.
You know we meant here, Skylar, obviously.
Okay. We've got chicken that'll make you sick, pasta that won't help you lose weight even though it's our diet option, and steak for peasants.
I hate it here.
Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Okay, I'm going to wander off and you'll literally never see me again. Enjoy the music, which is somehow all Smash Mouth.
Ooh, they have ultimate drinks.
Heath Enwright.
Whoa.
Welcome to hell.
Oh, no. Wait. This is it? This is hell?
What do you mean this is it? Yeah, this is hell.
No, it's bad, I guess. Looks like there's fire. So.
Yeah, tons of fire. And look at all the screaming people covered in poop or something.
Is that poop?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you guys like hand out poop, or do people use their own? What's the protocol there?
I don't know, man. People just kind of end up covered in poop. It's weird that you're like making me that.
Heath!
Oh,
Over here,
now you will suffer. Watch what becomes of friendships in the fires of hell.
How's it going, bro?
Not bad. Not bad. How about you?
You know, it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
But if you spread poop on yourself, cools you right down.
Oh, smart.
Oh, fuck. Is that why you guys do that?
Yeah. Why did you think we did it?
I don't know. Sorrow?
Sorrow?
Do you spread poop on yourself when you're sad? Is that
No. He puts on kabuki makeup, don't you, Alan, when you get sad?
Holy shit. Your name is Alan?
Yeah,
okay,
it is.
Yes, it is. And it's not makeup. I'm a demon. This is what my face looks like.
All right, Alan. It looks like a ton of makeup.
That's because it's makeup.
It's not mostly it's not makeup.
Whatever, Alan. Come on, Heath. I'll show you around. A lot of cool people for you to meet.
Yeah, I bet.
Gonna spread poop on my face.
All right. Beauregard Hickens, you're next.
Oh, that's me. I got to tell you, Phil, I'm pretty excited about being in a real live flicker show.
Well,
movies.
You're an extra, so that doesn't really count, but good.
And a Christian movie at that. Why, my mama sister's going to be so proud.
Yeah, so we're going to need you to get made up right away.
All right, made up. That sounds kind of faggy, but that's okay. I'm getting paid almost minimum wage, and I'm spreading the gospel of the good Lord Jesus. Woo-wee.
All right, so if you'll just smear these maggots all over your face, that'd be perfect.
I'm sorry, come again?
Yeah, gonna need them just all up in your nose, crawling along your eyes, just like everywhere.
I'm afraid I don't know, feller. Why in the dadgumption would I have maggots on my face?
Yeah, this is a movie about hell. You're in hell, and hell people have maggots on their face, apparently.
Well, them folks over there are going to be in hell, too, and all they had to do was put that caramel syrup on their faces.
That's exactly what they told them it was, yeah, but you're doing maggots.
Well, no, sir, I'm afraid I ain't.
Fine, you're dismissed.
Just like that? I mean, can't I be an angel or something?
If you want to be an angel in hell with maggots on his face.
Well, I did never. Good day, sir.
Okay, great. Next up, Eli Bosnick. Eli Bosnick, you're next.
It's me.
All right, we're going to need you to put these maggots
I brought my own. I brought mine. I have mine right here.
Where did those even come from?
You don't want to know.
I do not.
But if you smell them, you can guess.
Pocket?
It is my pocket. That's
More
where
like
I
a
keep my
pouch.
poop.
Here's my
Poop
face mirror.
pocket.
And we're back at ReasonCon in Hickory, North Carolina. Now, when we last left our heroes, maggot-faced Lazarus was being all holier than thou and fucking up some rich dude's banquet plans. I believe we can pick it up from there. And this is... I'm sorry. Sometimes I just have to, like, Eli will copy shit into my notes to try to make me say it. And I just found one. So, oh no. Talk to this guy. Talk to this.
Andrew, say
it. No, guys.
This is our lawyer, attorney Buzzkill.
Yeah, believe me, this is felonious in nature. Ask me later when there's no possible way that it can be, yeah.
You should, though.
I'm not allowed, as it turns out, to give you specific instructions on how to kill world leaders. It's like they thought of this. Like they saw Eli coming.
I have 3 clues for you. I don't. It's a felony. I was given a severe talking to. I was told to break character.
So
I'm not a character.
So there will be a custody hearing where you contradict.
Eli's a lot like Alex Jones. Yeah, absolutely.
I have an argument now for my eventual messy divorce. No, she loves that I'm on Twitter 19 hours a day. It's great. Best marriages are meant on what?
So
Eli stole my shorts, by the way.
I did.
Stole them. Unbelievable. I'm getting those back.
Guys, yeah, we're hey, you guys weren't expecting us to actually wrap up on time, were you? Good, cool. We're arguing about shorts instead.
It's fine. We'll talk about it later.
So
they're really nice. They're comfortable. Fine. Eli was doing lunges in them. I'm not happy.
This is important stuff. His piece is rubbing up inside your armor. Yeah,
I will shit myself in these shorts.
Don't cheer for him, guys. You are underestimating how far he'll go to make an audience happy. So
there's a Waffle House across the street. It's not hard.
So now we cut to
Still want him back.
I'm
Still want
trying,
him back.
guys. I really am trying. Usually I get to cut all of this out later.
They're dying to know what happened to Dieties.
Yeah, right?
So really, they need to know.
So Dieties is at a banquet where everyone looks like a various stage of potato blight. This is where we meet Dieties' harem. Were they going for, like, the Stepford Wives factory had cutbacks? I mean...
They were going for, like, the Honda of Stepford Wives. Like, you price shop there, but then you're like, we can't really afford a Stepford wife. How about a Stoneberg wife? Made in China. It's fine. The warranty is, well, we didn't call it in.
So they're partying, right? And this film is made by people who don't know what that is. So their version of that is everyone feeds each other wine. And then it's like you can't just drink your own drink. Someone has to go, yes, it's that.
Tom's getting jealous. And
He's still there. Don't turn on me.
Now, of course, as this, and yes, and that was my note on it too, is that apparently partying to these guys is everyone has a glass in hand at all times and they're laughing. That's sinful partying to these people. Now, of course, while they're doing that, Lazarus dies and gets courted off to heaven.
Oh, gosh.
Which we actually, again, I love the angel shots. I wish I could show them to you. This is where we meet homeless Santa God.
But the shot of Lazarus rising up from his own, it's just a guy standing behind another guy, or like laying behind another, and he just like awkwardly stands up behind the shot of
and he like accidentally elbows the other guy's like, and the guy's like, oh, stop, Dave!
Oh, keep it in. That's so real. That's real acting. Keep it in.
Yeah. And of course, all of Lazarus's face vaginas are cured, and his soul is like clean shaven. Apparently, that's the difference.
And he's also now Asian a little bit.
Apparently, on your way to heaven, they give you dollarshaveclub.com.
Yeah.
/scathing atheist. That was a free $1 shave club. You're welcome.
Which is good because it's not /scathing atheist.
Good.
So they get pissed about that one.
But someone comes in and tells deities, like, he's put a lot of effort into this one homeless guy. Like, he's like, I want eyes on him. I want you to tell me the minute this homeless man does anything. And so they come and report, like, he just died. He just died. Just, oh, excellent.
Awesome.
Mobilize.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Team
he's doing.
Red, go.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah. And also, we get a very brief image of heaven here. And my first note here was, heaven only has white people.
Yeah,
but
it's a lot like a Klan meeting.
It is. They're all in white robes.
The dressing, the people, the racial makeup. Yeah.
And but I thought that was racist at first, and then I remembered that only white people are in hell too. There were just only white people in this movie.
White people and pirate races? Did we decide?
Oh, well, pirate races. Yeah, exactly. White and pirate people. Yeah. But of course, that's about all the happiness and joy Perkle can take. So now we have to get back to the rich man and the hellbound shit.
I just want to say, though, because they portray heaven, and the benefits are for everyone who wants to go to heaven, you sit by a guy.
Yeah.
And there's one more. There's water.
Yes.
Yeah,
there is.
They're like, all you can eat water or drink or whatever. It's just as much water as you want.
At a toga party at a nursing home, plus water.
Plus water. Exactly. All I'm saying is the Muslims give you comfy couches too.
Free water in heaven. So that's
if you're still considering. Yeah. No, they give you raisins.
Who's read the Quran?
A milk river.
Who's read the Quran? Hands up.
All right. You guys are not going to be able to fly home.
No.
So
you haven't.
I'm glad Thomas likes my jokes.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So now he's got to go back to the party, right? He's like, the party that deities was in full swing, and of course I'm expecting naked Romans slathered in vegetable oil, cutting lines and shit. But no, it's still just.
Yeah, they're just giggle. They drink and just giggle.
Drinking.
That's it. That's their partying. Oh, no, there's also, you notice, there's a periodic howling sound. That happens at parties.
Also, that's how Thomas parties.
Also, by the way, did you see the rap we were doing with the drink? Somebody went for a double rap.
And realized their arm wasn't long enough. They're just like,
keep it in.
Keep doing.
And they didn't do it.
How would you even...
They tried it. They tried it for like a minute.
Complete it, and they're like, keep it in. That goes in the movie. That goes in the movie.
Yep. The kind of shit drunk folks do. And of course, this is where deities dies.
And they immediately have the funeral.
Yes.
Immediate. Like, everyone just throws a sheet on him, and they're like, we're doing this. Fuck it. Nope. Monday Night Football's on in 10 minutes. We're not doing this now. We'll light him on fire. Do a eulogy.
Yeah, and the eulogy, by the way, is...
That was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Well, the eulogy is delivered by Caiaphas, and he looks exactly like the animated version of God from Monty Python. Exactly. It's like his eulogy is like, stop groveling. It's that.
Yeah, no, it is. No, but his actual eulogy is, well, now, this here fellow was way too busy for church and Jesus love, and Jesus doesn't exist yet, but that doesn't matter to these people. But I bet all them big donations are going to get him to heaven. That's the message.
His words are, I'm pretty sure God will understand he was a busy man.
Yeah, exactly. Those are exact words. Those are the real.
God is not a stickler. He's like, I was busy. I couldn't go to church.
But Perkle assures us that no, that will not be enough to get him to heaven. So we have to go back to hell to see his arrival there. Of course, that starts with more shit-stained screaming. And boy, did the rich man wish he was Lazarus then.
But I was going to say, up until then, I thought this was the good character because he just looked like he lived a kick-ass party life and went out at the top of his game.
Yeah.
He just was like, he partied to death. Like he's that guy from Futurama or something. I was like, go this guy.
And the best thing about this is that the angle Estes wants us to get from this is that Abraham himself from heaven will like neener at the hellbound.
Yeah.
So Diabetes is like, hey, what am I doing down here? And Abraham's like,
And then his brothers show up and they do more. It's like there's purple nurples in hell. There's titty twisters. Like
a huge percentage of this movie is that when you show up to hell, people will be dicks.
It's like going to New York. I'm sure I'm not the first person to compare New York to hell.
Walk faster.
Don't stop at the top of the thing where the subway. Why would you take a picture right now?
Before?
That's crazy.
Just keep walking. Keep walking. Maybe you walk somewhere where you fall off and you die and the world is better.
Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Tourism Bureau. So, yeah. So,
is this where we get Estes Perkle, who pronounces the name differently than they all just did for the whole movie? He does. He says, but how wrong Caiaphas was.
Oh, yes.
Keep it. We don't have time for another take. Keep it. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, yeah, because, of course, Deities is down there saying, hey, now, can I go back and warn all my friends that heaven and hell is real? And God goes, like, we already gave him Estes Perkle. What the more could they possibly want?
Oh, yeah, this is where he's one of the guys from Our Brother, Where Art Thou? So picture God in a full God getup, like the white, just all the God. And he talks, he says, in the Brother, Where Art Thou accent, he's like, the people have Moses and his prophets. I was like, that's God? If I met God, I'd be like, no, I mean,
that was a cough. I was about to cough.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here in heaven. I made the good team and all that. But
if only we knew someone who had some kind of hillbilly God voice of some sort.
Oh, someone should invent that.
We could do some kind of a bit. So, yeah, and God's answer is like, hey, look, if they're not going to believe an ancient, dubious, unsourced, uncredited book written by fictional characters and crazy people, why would they believe a person that they know? And he thought that God thought that was rhetorical. So, and also I love, too, that Estes has to come in and say, and by the way, Deities wasn't trying to warn all them folks because he was a nice guy. Oh, no, sir. No, sir. He just wanted to make sure they wouldn't show up in hell and give him purple nurples and stuff again.
But they did.
They did. Yeah, so... Sorry.
Now it's time for the number chart.
Oh,
yes.
We're getting to the magic.
This is the best part of the movie.
He introduces this by saying 1,000 years after he's been in hell, and it shows him. And he's like, let's go to the cameras,
let's check in with him 1,000 years later.
Let's go. I'm just hearing now we have footage of 1,000 years from now they do this.
And he's still talking. He's still talking to the camera like it's real world hell. He's like pissed at his roommate in hell. He's like yelling about it.
He's still muttering to himself, and I'm like, I'd be in hell 45 minutes. I'm like, God, I'm bored. I'm fucking bored. I don't have the energy to mutter to myself for 1,000 years. I would just lie down and be like, okay, I'm burning. This is so creative. This is so creative, God. Oh, what do you know? Fire. Cool.
It's
your
Tuesday.
point.
Not
sorry
fire
I made
again.
fun of your accent. I'm sorry, okay?
But he has to emphasize what forever means in case we don't get it. So we check in 1,000 years later, and then we check in 1,000 years after that.
Then that's at the end, right?
And as it turns out,
we
there's
should go into
more
orders
forever.
of magnitude. We should really go into orders of magnitude.
Yes. So he pulls out a goddamn chart, and he says, "This here is a 1, and these are zeros after it. Now 1,000 is 3 zeros. 1 million would be 6 zeros. This has 300 zeros. Now, I want to point out that it does have exactly 300 zeros, and the row at the bottom just ends, halfway through. They couldn't go 309 zeros and go all the way across.
I also want to point out
exactly that many zeros.
That Estes Perkle does not try to pretend he knows what 1 followed by 300 zeros is. He's like, this is 1,000, this is 1,000,000, and this is lots of circles. They don't have a name for that number.
What about basically and so forth. And so you get it. You get 1,000, 1,000,000, and so forth.
But what about 350 zeros? Get out. Fuck you.
Fuck off.
Leave. Asshole.
Yeah, but again, he just pulls this out and he says, this is also a number, so they'll be spending this many years in hell too. So now that we've got that all figured out.
Is that all figured out?
I think it is. Right. This is now where he kicks over to Bob Gray. We have to have another support preacher.
Yeah, and this guy is like an auctioneer for years in hell.
Yeah.
He's like, I hear 1 million. He's burning for 1 million. I hear 1 million, 2 million. 2 million years. 2 million years of burning hell. Hey, burning hell. 2 million gentlemen over there. He's burning hell. 2 million. 3 million years. 3 million. That's that scene. It's the next scene.
Yeah, well, and I love too when they get this guy's opening line. He starts off his line, the Bob Gray guy. He says, "In spite of what the critics and the pseudo intellectuals have to say," and I thought, man, that is the most promising start of a sentence. Brilliant shit always follows that first half of a sentence right there. So he says his piece, and then we go back to Pergel fucking with Gonzo a little more. Keep in mind that this is the guy that just wandered into his church minutes after his friend died, and Pergel has to go, and remember that fella right there, his buddy's dead. Well, his buddy's burning in hell.
But the top, when it was spinning, it jiggled a little. So are we in that reality, or are we in, I don't know what inception we're in.
And this is where Estes tells us about the scorpion, horse, locust, lady lions. And they do it from the bottom up. And honestly, if you don't watch these movies, just watch this 3 second, because it is very clearly the legs of a horse.
Yep.
Yeah. And then mysteriously.
It's just a guy with vampire fangs.
Yes.
And a blonde wig.
Yep.
Mysteriously, there was a bit of a cut between the whole part when it went up. The camera, I noticed, it cut a little bit, and then it went up to the dude with the fangs.
It looked like one of those gold spray paint people in the subway that come to life if you give them a nickel.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Shut up, not finished," and lady hair. And wait, stupid. That's stupid. And lion teeth.
And he goes, "They will have a scorpion's tail." And they cut to someone whipping it with the tail, which, fun fact, not what scorpions do.
No.
They just do the sound of a scorpion. They don't have the budget for a visual.
Yeah, right.
It's the sound. And I would think, if I were in hell for 1 billion years at this point, and I see this weird scorpion dude with a wig, I'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool. This is fun. What's this?"
Yes.
What's
like
this?
a
What's this
parade.
gonna be? This is 1 billion years. It's been a billion years.
Also,
this is fun. Let's do this.
How many zeros is that? Well, I have a chart.
It's just the zeros. I have a watch that's just lots of concentric zeros.
Also,
I'm on this one. It's this 0 o'clock.
This is also the part where we get the who's who in hell bit, where he's like, it's like they're introducing contestants. He's like, "Let's check in on Esau. I really should have just made my own soup."
God's just like, "Taste the soup." No spoon.
And during this, in hell, there's a weird demon guy who just laughs hysterically and shouts, "Forever! Forever! Forever!" And I was sort of thinking, like, isn't the joke on him? Like, this dude, I mean, yeah, I'm in hell. This guy is in, like, a boring supervisory job for however long this is. This is eternity of just shouting, "Forever!" I feel like I have it better than you right now. Like, I'm pretty sure you're being punished more than me.
That's his first day, but his fifth day, he's like, "Forever?
Yeah.
Forever?
Forever, forever. Maybe just do that eventually.
And then we meet, and as we're doing this sort of who's who, this is where we meet hell's first customer, Cain. So we get a flashback for that.
Oh, God, the flashback. Cain invents. So here's the flashback of Cain murdering Abel. He's got like a baseball bat over his shoulder, and he walks over to Abel. Literally, he has a club over his shoulder. He walks up to him and goes, "Hi," and then he invents the "look over there" joke. Like,
he does.
He's like, "Hi. What's that I see over there?" And then he hits him with a club.
Well, and also, but before he does, he has to go like this. He has to go.
Yeah, he looks around.
There are two people on Earth. Yeah. There are only two people. You could just know where they are.
It's like he was about to say a joke with the N-word and he had to check.
He turns around as a Zoroastrian, just give him a mean look. Just like, "I'm so sorry. I'm not that kind of guy."
Can we
my buddy.
Are we going to ignore the giant urine stain on the back of Abel's outfit?
Oh, I thought he shot himself. Did he not?
There is no question. This guy gets up and he turns around and his whole back of his robe is wet from like here down. And it's like, you could have just not had him turn around, guys.
It was probably from the first few takes they did where he like landed in mud or something and they're like, did it again. No, you pointed and then you didn't look. We got to do this complex scene again.
There's a lot of blocking in this one, too. Also, I love it. This really goes to show exactly who Estes Perkles, who we're dealing with here. He goes, "Now,
Cain probably choked Abel to
Yeah.
death, put his hands around his throat and
What
just
intel are you working with?
Why do we know that?
I got the police report here. It looks like there's lacerations on his neck. Yeah, he's already got the club that he
What
kills
is
him
that
with.
based on? He was
I know.
listening to like the first episode of Serial. Is that the third season? Just like
now, based
Cain
on-
giving really nice phone calls and saying, I don't know if he did it. He did it. So who did it?
Yeah, what is this based on? He's like, based on the clubs they had at the time. Like, he probably would have hit him and then choked him.
Then went out to choke him to death. Yeah,
Put
exactly.
some science into this discussion.
And now we're going to learn about another grisly murder in the Bible. Basically, he just goes through like a checklist of all the people that go to hell in the Bible. And he's like, well, it's not all of them. He makes very clear. There are also a bunch of other hellbound fuckers I could tell you about, but we only got so much time.
Oh, but so are you saying, is this when Serpico has gone in?
Yes, this is where Serpico, who is bored of the hell talk, falls asleep and has a dream of what it would be like for him to go to hell.
Yep.
Now
okay, I'm sorry. I just want to point out, we are now in a flashback of a flashback in a dream sequence.
Don't get lost in this important plot.
Exactly.
Now, Heath, when you picture the devil, what do you picture his face looking like?
Now, me personally, I would assume stained glass.
Stained glass, that's what I was going to say.
We were both on the same page.
And indeed,
It
that
is
is
stained
who
glass.
appears.
It is stained
It
glass.
is a remember the clown from just there? It is a stained glass clown, and he's like, hey, welcome to hell. You like it? I'm a winter. And he just
Turns out-
introduces him to hell. He's like, over there is so-and-so who killed John the Baptist. Right. He thinks everyone is John the Baptist. Over there is so-and-so. He's all filled with ants.
And once again, we get the reality we're in, where Dr. Gonzo is burning in the fires of hell, and he literally says, is that man looking at me? Like, what are you you're burning? What do you care what people are looking at you? Act, damn it, act.
I just love that hell has an orientation.
Yeah.
You know, all right, we got some videos for y'all to watch. You don't really have to pay attention. They'll ask some questions, but they're pretty easy.
It's an OSHA thing.
Yeah, exactly. There's one. This one's on food safety. This is one is on respecting workplace diversity. This is on smearing liquid shit on your face. Very important one there.
Satan just walks in. Oh, hello. Welcome to Wendy's in hell.
So the guy who thinks he's John the Baptist stabs him.
Well,
stabs Serpico, yeah.
Stabs Serpico.
Define him. He stabs like a wet shirt that they just draped. They draped it on the ground, and he stabbed very clearly as just a shirt. Like he's just stabbed a shirt
There's
that's
nothing
on the ground.
Right, and Pedro is very upset by this, but he's already dead.
Right.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
He's like, because he's coming over, he's like, oh, there's John the Baptist, and he's like, oh no, he'll kill. Oh no, actually, none of this. Oh,
that doesn't make any sense.
And what happens when he's killed? Do you remember what the prism face guy does when he's killed? He goes, ah! And everyone was like, I guess we'll use that. Okay, that sounds really.
He laughs like a girl you'd immediately stop dating. Laughs. I forgot to tell you, I'm married to a guy. Hitler.
Oh, Eli, you're so. Oh, Eli, you're so funny.
Is this your way of trying to get out of the show? It's too late now, Thomas. We're almost done. Because this is the part, I guess it's this hell reverie that Serpico has. This is where, like, he starts to realize that he needs to get saved, as they're, pulling. He actually wakes up, because he's fallen asleep in the church, wakes up pulling an imaginary spear out of his guts. Because you know how it is when you dream. You wake up from a dream. You are constantly like reenacting whatever was happening in the dream seconds before. It's like that.
And I am very lucky that that's not the case.
No, I'm very lucky that's not the case.
They sleep together.
Anna's just like, couldn't get the mustard on the hot dog again, huh? Yeah, crazy. Keep having that dream.
I love because the audience at home is just now putting that together. Like, oh, he did the shaking dicks on his face thing, didn't he?
If they've listened for a while, they knew.
Yeah, that's true. So now, okay, so keep in mind that...
That was very clearly him doing the gesture. I wasn't jerking tiny dicks off onto him. He was miming, because he's learned from us. He's going to be in some Blue Apron ads.
Oh, God. So, now, I want you to imagine, if you would, how you would react if you looked over and the person next to you was suddenly trying to pull an imaginary spear out of their guts. And if your answer was mildly perturbed, then you would fit right in at this church.
Well, what you've forgotten is that they go back to the racist lady who's still just like, God, this guy is a little dark.
See, this is
I don't know what he's spasming or something. That doesn't matter. He's just
They come
like an
to your
Andrew
church.
Torres race.
They come to your church.
They fall asleep, and then they try to pull a spear out of themselves. Man.
Build a wall.
Taking our jobs. So, yeah, and of course, everybody else, and this is, of course, where Estes Perkle really comes into his own.
He sees the guy pulling the spear out. He's like, let me guess. Spear in the chest, dream.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was spear in the chest, dream.
Now check your wallet. Jesus, exactly.
I was thinking of the three of gays.
That's actually illegal in this state. Oh, so yeah, so now we get, like, okay, keep in mind that Estes Perkle has spent this entire movie describing graphic shit to us in his Estes Perkle voice, but now we get his most disturbing moment, which is where he gets all quiet and he has this conversation during the altar call. Y'all come on up. You want to come up? You want Jesus to save you? Come on up now. And we get that for about 4 minutes.
Right, and his final words to us are, look, I know everyone's going to say you just joined a religion because you're scared, but fuck them. And the screen blacks out,
Yes!
and there are no credits.
That's
It's
it.
literally,
That's it.
what are you going to do? Bye.
Some people say, I just scared you into believing in Jesus damn straight.
Yeah, so, like, who's the fucking good guy in this thing? Like, the terrorist who created a torture place is so bad that, yeah, okay, I'll do whatever you want, dude. I guess I'll do, yeah. I don't want to go to that torture place you created, so whatever.
Yes.
That's the good guy. That's
supremely
the good guy.
good. That is the omnibenevolent
Oh, okay,
guy.
so that's the
Yeah.
good guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's not super clear. All right, well, I am pretty sure that it's illegal in this state to put our thumbs where we need to put them to rate this movie. So, yeah, no, I mean, I meant publicly. We can get together afterwards. So me and this half of the room are getting together later.
You can put thumbs in us at ReasonCon.
He held the theme song the entire way. Those are some wiggly thumbs.
Look
sir.
at that photograph.
Oh, okay. So rather than using thumbs, I'm going to get back on track after that. Rather than using thumbs, we're going to find a different way to evaluate it. So in summary, keep your thumbs out of that imaginary baby.
No, he was doing it. It was his tiny thumbs.
All right.
I think we should hold the baby for the rest of the time.
Yeah, I feel like we should.
I feel like I'm a little late, but I think we should hold the baby for the rest of the time. Thank you, Lucinda.
That is the third recording where Lucinda has stolen my baby.
It took that long for someone to just rescue the baby from Eli? I'm pretty sure he's by court order, he has to have an alarm that goes off on him if a baby's like within 10 feet. Just like, Matt, I cannot be trusted. I cannot be like it just.
It's like an other people's life alert. A lot of Life Alert fans in this audience, yeah. Let's go do some prune juice shots after the show.
Meanwhile, Gene's over here going like 8:15, you know, is what I said.
Let me get a what if you're missing a foot?
So in summary, I want to ask you, remember the setup I had for this like 15 minutes ago? So you guys already know the setup. So yeah. So in summary, I want to ask you this. What is the worst reason to travel all the way to North Carolina that is still better than this movie?
Oh, Eli's 14-hour Katy Perry road trip mixtape that we fucking goddamn had to listen to.
If there is a song that you have ever had a friend play to you, ironically, it's actually on his goddamn playlist.
And if you're picturing like Katy Perry's like whole body of work, no.
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold. That's it.
Over and over.
The 8th time you hear it, still bad.
Starts making sense.
Yes. And Eli?
Just to give money to the anti-gay government for explicitly gay bashing.
So
that's where it goes,
why we're
right?
here. We've gotten several emails letting us know that that's why we're here. And Thomas?
So the worst reason to travel all the way here that's still better than this movie, just...
That's a good
I think
answer.
That's actually among the top reasons.
Yeah, no, I think
it's really
whatever you say is going to be a disappointment.
Yeah, I would say just visiting here would be because I'm pretty sure like the order of things in that are bad is visiting here, this movie, end. Just that's the end of list. So by definition, I think I've got the
Waffle
right
House.
I love it here.
Help Eli raise your child.
Yeah, right. All right, so with that, we're going to bring episode 88 to a merciful close. Huge thanks again to you, Thomas, for hanging out with us. Big thanks to Morgan Clark, our audio engineer, for making the trip with us, despite the fact that he was sick. Another big thanks to Gene Elliott and everyone with the Hickory Humanist Alliance. I want to remind you one more time, you got to stick around to the end. Special announcement, if you want more Cecil in your life, you're going to want to stick around to the end. But before we do, I want to give one huge thanks to our amazing audience here and our amazing audience at home. Without you guys, we'd just be talking to ourselves, which would be weird. So... Thank you. A one-man standing ovation from Tom. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, everybody, but mostly Tom. And with that, we'll leave you with the Breakfast Club close.
He gets it.
Excellent. Estes Perkel went on to never use chemical weapons.
The maggots in this film went on to a successful career as Donald Sutherland's mustache.
Tim helped Napoleon Dynamite win the school talent show.
And Tim's friend is still lying decapitated on the side of the road. Nobody has done anything.
The preceding podcast was a production of Puzzle and a Thunderstorm LLC, copyright 2017, all rights reserved.
You bring your phone everywhere. Work, school, the movies. Now you can bring it to an Xfinity store for an easy way to switch to Xfinity Mobile, a new kind of network designed to save you money. You can get up to 5 lines of talk and text included with Xfinity Internet at no extra cost, so all you pay for is data. It's never been easier to switch to Xfinity Mobile and keep the phone you love. Click here to see how. Sorry, I gotta take this. Restrictions apply. Limited to select mobile phones. Requires activation of a new line of Xfinity Mobile. Up to 5 devices per account. New Xfinity Internet customers limited to up to 2 lines pending activation of Internet service.